Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but I'm back with another video. This time I'll be making a Pokemon tier list by type and generation with my good friend JayPlays. So let's get right into it. Alright, so normal types.
We're starting with Gen 1, right?
Right.
Makes sense. Alright. Alright,
So,
so let's
what are you
open this.
thinking?
I personally am a big Eevee fan, and I also have some respect for Ditto. He's just a little goofball.
His little goober. I think Eevee is a pretty unanimous decision for most people.
Mhm.
But I do want to give every Pokemon kind of a light of day kind of thing.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe talk about some of them that might be forgotten about or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, right off the bat though, I would say Firo, a big ol' X,
Vero.
big ol' X.
Vero, yeah. Oh, as in get him out of here? I thought
Yeah,
you were.
yeah,
Okay,
nah,
yes,
get
yes,
him out
yes.
of here.
I'm on the same page as you.
He's a
I,
Pokemon. Well, not him, but more so Spearow is a Pokemon. Anytime I see it, I don't even fight it because I hate it so much. I just run away.
I'm with you. I despise that thing so much. But
So
let's put some spotlight on maybe like a unspoken hero.
okay,
What about Porygon? Hard to get back on the original games because you had to get the
was
what was
hard.
it, 999 tokens or something
Yeah, I was
like
just
that.
about to say you had to go into the game corner or whatever, and I forget what
Hmm.
exactly you had to do. Yeah, I think he was more so just like the most expensive
Yeah,
thing. And I know back
and
then it took a while getting coins.
and didn't he have that one episode that like they had to
The
ban in
seizure
the United
episode.
States because yeah because he got seizures.
Yep.
Yep.
I was
So
probably one of those kids, but
probably
who knows?
so
Um,
he's not bad, but
yeah, he.
so
I think he's good to keep on the side for now. Um, Snorlax, obviously, he's a fan favorite.
can't go wrong. Can't
Yeah,
go wrong
can't
with
go wrong. A lot
Snorlax.
of health, a lot of
Hmm.
belly, a lot of everything that you can desire. Um,
And he's got that big form from Galar region there.
Gigantamax.
Yep, the
Yep.
Gigantamax form.
Yeah, as if
That
he
one's
needed
pretty
one.
silly. Yeah,
Pokemon
just make them
Company just
bigger.
trolled everybody with that.
They did.
Literally the same size because he can't get any bigger.
Hmm.
Um, what else we got? What else we got?
Tauros is
Rattata.
no, yeah, Rattata's out of here. Tauros though from the anime.
Yeah, Tauros made a lot of appearances in the anime. Honestly, personally, he was one of those Pokemon when I was a kid and I was, first starting playing. I didn't really use
Hmm.
him much. I don't know why. I think when I was a kid, I wanted something that looked different, and
Yeah,
he looks more a more modest design to Pokemon. But I
definitely.
feel like nowadays, I can, you know,
You've grown
relate to
respect
him.
for him.
Yeah,
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 relating to the bull.
yeah, relating to the bull.
All right, so we've given some spotlight to some. Who do we think we unanimously choose on this one?
Um, I don't want to be like everyone else. Like I want to be somewhat unique, but at the same time, Snorlax is hard to pass up, and Eevee.
Hmm.
Eevee and Snorlax, I feel like are the two big ones right now.
Those to me, those are mine one and two, and then I would give my like underdog pick to Ditto. But I am happy with either of those two. I think
I honestly would give an underdog pick to Porygon as well, just the whole bottom row.
Porygon. Yep, that's true. The whole bottom row is probably the best we've got.
Yes,
Um,
but I do have a clear winner in my mind.
all right, I do as well.
All right, what's yours? Because I have my cursor on mine.
Do you?
Yep,
Uh, we might not be on the same one. I think Eevee. Eevee's been he got his own game eventually. To me, I always liked him more than Pikachu as like the poster child. He's like
I
literally the,
agree.
the evolution Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean he's what Pokemon's all about in a sense. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
especially for a Gen One Pokemon, he kind of encompasses what Pokemon's all about. Gives you
Hmm.
options. A lot of the options have their own use cases and are all really good. So yeah,
Again,
I agree.
you agree?
Yep,
And besides, Snorlax, like that's the basic pick. As much as this
he
is one
is.
too, but it's not as basic
No, I
because
think
we're about to get basic with this next category.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Um, you know, I think Charizard obviously he's I don't want to go ahead and say he is my number one, but just looking at this right off the bat, he's up there. Um, you
Out of
know,
the fire types,
what's up?
he's out of these fire types. If we're looking at him, to me, he stands at number one on that podium.
I
There's
I
some good ones, but he's definitely one.
I agree. I do want to give some spotlight to the Galarian version of Ponyta and Rapidash though, just because it looks awesome. I know,
Those are pretty.
doesn't count for what we're doing right here, but
Mhm.
do want to give a
I,
spotlight to them.
I think they come into the list later on.
Yeah, they probably
So,
will. So they'll probably earn one of my votes. But
sound I'm with you. I actually gained a lot more respect for Ponyta from Legends Arceus when you get that shining one.
yes, yep,
Beautiful Pokemon
I
in game,
agree.
dude. He stayed on my team from the second I got him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and other than that, I mean, everybody likes Arcanine. Arcanine's sick.
Well,
Um,
he was the original legendary, right?
yeah, no, I know.
That's what
He
his
was supposed to be.
Pokédex says.
hmm He's Growlithe is just like a good little boy. Charmander.
He is a good little
Everybody loves
boy.
Charmander.
Everyone loves Charmander. Um,
Charmeleon's the weird, goofy middle stage.
he is the goofy stage, but I do have to give him some light because I actually, when I was a kid, I pulled what was it? What was that Pokemon set? The Pokemon card set. With the reverse hollow
Oh,
legendary
okay.
collection.
hmm
I pulled him and I have him in this little poster thing that I have hung up in my house.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So I got to give him.
He's got a soft spot.
Yeah,
You
I
got a
definitely
soft
have a
spot for
soft
him.
spot for him.
That makes
Um,
sense. That's kind of like I have a soft spot for Magmar. I don't know why. I always thought he was cool as a kid, but now that I've gotten older, I can't do it with the butt cheek eyebrows.
yeah, he does
I
have
can't. I
some booty
just can't do
brows.
it with
Yeah, I ain't
the
doing
booty
that.
brows,
Yeah, but when you're a
not the
kid,
Magmar booty brows.
right? Yeah, I got some big old booty brows. So yeah, he's an X. Ponyta Rapidash, I think we can X off. Flareon was always my least favorite evolution.
I agree with you.
It just doesn't
Oh,
aesthetically look pleasing. I don't know.
out of the first three, he's my least favorite for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Um, I'm kind of I don't know about you, but I'm gonna try to not lean towards any legendaries in these lists.
I'm
I
gonna
just think
try to, unless I have a straight bias for
right,
them.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, for
I'm with
sure.
you.
But in a list like this, like where you have Arcanine and Charizard, I feel like they're good enough to where we don't just have to default to picking a legendary.
No, I mean, and besides, no offense, I think Moltres is kind of butt cheeks.
I do too, 100%.
All right, thank goodness.
Yep. But I think ultimately
So
we can both decide what the unanimous winner is here.
yeah, Charizard.
Yep, Charizard,
Sorry,
100%.
just I do like Ninetales. I love the Alolan one, but that will come back around once we get there. So
Yeah, and
Charizard,
I'm a Pokemon card freak, and there's a lot of really good Ninetales cards out there, so I definitely have a soft spot for
Mhm.
Ninetales as well.
Oh yeah, it's a good Pokemon. You can't skip it.
Nope.
But on to water now, right?
Yep.
All
Wow.
right,
Okay.
Gen
Quite
One
a
waters.
selection.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, right off the bat, I have to say, so my first Pokemon game, I was a little late to the party, but I did go back and play the others. But my first
hmm
Pokemon game was Leaf Green,
hmm
and I had picked Squirtle, and Blastoise was my first Pokemon I got to level 100. So
hmm
I'm very, very biased towards him, but I'm still gonna, look through this selection and try and make a good decision.
I have two biases in this whole list. Number one, Squirtle for the Squirtle Squad from the
Oh
anime,
yeah, yep.
and number two, I don't know why, but that one episode was it Lapras that had the giant shadow form, or was it Dragonite? I always forget. It was such a long time
Uh,
ago. Remember the lighthouse episode?
I do remember that episode. I think it was
I think it was
Lapras.
Lapras, yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't know, Lapras, it's just got such a good design for like a Pokemon.
it does, and not to mention like his base stats are pretty good too, and
Yeah, he's
a lot of
water
health.
ice.
Yeah, a lot of health, a lot of special defense,
And it's
decent
like
special attack.
if I was in the Pokemon world and I could pick one Pokemon that I could like ride on its back across the water, it's gonna be Lapras.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I
So,
think Lapras is up there, but
mhm.
I depending on what we narrow this down to, I may save my Lapras vote potentially for Ice for Gen 1.
I was just about to say I think I'm cool with saving our Lapras to give it some love later
Yeah,
if you want
because
to decide on a Squirtle line somewhere on Squirtle.
maybe that or hold on, I have to look through all these. Golduck and Psyduck, never really cared for him.
No,
Kind of basic looking design.
Psyduck was funny in the anime
He
as a
was
kid.
funny. Yeah, he
He
was
was
funny.
goofy. He was goofy funny.
The whole Poly lineup, not a fan of them either. Think they're basic
Mhm.
looking.
No,
Um,
nothing crazy. Tentacool and Tentacruel.
I
I like
dude, heck no,
what? No, I like what
no.
they did in Gen 9 there with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, for
homeschool.
sure.
Those are sick,
I
but
think that was a good decision on their part too, because like my
mhm,
whole thing with Tentacool more so than Tentacruel was just whenever I was surfing on the water in these games, and like that
mhm,
was the only thing I would find,
yep.
and it
Mhm.
got so annoying. So yeah, they're automatically xed out my list.
Yeah, I can agree with you. Obviously, the blatant one that I'm seeing on this list is Gyarados. Everybody loves Gyarados.
Everybody loves Gyarados. Everyone loves
And
the red Gyarados and
hmm
Gold and Silver and the anime.
yep,
Um,
yep.
Dugong. I tried. So I got to this phase where when I was playing my Pokemon games, I would try and choose like the most underrated Pokemon to have in my lineup. And I
hmm
had Dugong. I forget which game it was, but I had Dugong in my lineup, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I
It's
think
just not good.
just there's way better Seal Pokemon out there.
There are like Celio, Walrein,
Yeah, Walrein,
100%.
Spheal. I love Spheal.
I did too. What you see anything popping out to you?
Maybe Vaporeon. I don't know. I think it goes to Squirtle or Blastoise, depending on which one you lean towards more. I'm happy with
Yeah,
either of them.
I would be happy with either. Personally, I know you go with Squirtle because of the Squirtle squad, and that's completely fine with me. But for me, I would pick Blastoise just because I was so happy to like finally get him to level 100, and I
Well,
had somewhat of a
I'm
weird attachment to him as a kid.
I'm happy with a Blastoise, honestly. So I'm gonna click on it, and
Cool,
I'm good with that.
sounds good to me. All right,
All right. My
grass.
one of my least favorite types, honestly. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
one of my least favorite types, just because I feel like most of the time grass Pokemon are more so like not walls, but
hmm
I'm
Like they're defensive. They're not
yeah,
really
they're more
doing
so
much.
defensive. The whole leech
Mhm.
seed stuff, like get out of here.
Yeah.
I want a
The
Sceptile on my
spore.
team,
Yeah. God,
but
spore is very annoying. Like
yep.
stun spore and sleep powder and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
This is kind of
um,
looking pretty unanimous to me.
I know. I see once again the three first Pokemon, and that's kind
Yes,
of where I'm leaning.
and I hate
Um,
that because we're gonna seem so basic picking Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur.
I know.
But
Do we want? Ivysaur is in Smash Brothers. I think
yep,
Ivysaur has one of the better middle stage evolutions. I do like
I
Bulbasaur,
agree.
but I mean, I'm willing to pitch down from Venusaur to Ivysaur if you want.
I
But
would, yeah.
I love all of them.
I
It's
would
up
do
to
that
you,
because I
boss.
know in Smash Ivysaur, I love using him.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, with Pokemon Trainer,
yeah,
it's so fun. All right, I mean,
um,
I'm cool with it if you are.
yeah. Let's go for it. Be a
All
little
right,
different.
Ivysaur for grass. Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
electric.
electric type.
Um,
Always one of my favorite types. One weakness can never go wrong with a good electric type on the team.
exactly. Um,
Um, it's not a big selection.
Zapdos was always my favorite of the three legendary birds.
I 100% agree with you.
Um,
I do. I like.
Electabuzz was
Mhm.
was my Magmar, basically.
I was gonna say I had the same feeling about Electabuzz.
Yeah, they were just
Actually, that is a do.
those cool like. And back then, they didn't have the evolutions,
Hmm.
but you still felt like they didn't really need one because they could still hold their own.
Yeah, definitely.
So I
Did you kind of fall out of love with it like I did with Magmar, or do you?
uh not really. I mean, I still like them a lot, and I know
Hmm.
obviously Electivire is stronger, but
Hmm.
visually, I just like Electabuzz more
That's true. I
than
do like his.
Electivire.
I like his pattern, like the black electric bolt all over him. I do
Yeah.
like that.
Um.
I I see two that I lean towards.
Yeah. Mine are Jolteon and Electabuzz.
Mine's Jolteon and Raichu.
Oh,
So
really? What
I do
makes you
like
pick
Raichu.
Raichu?
I don't know. I always was like just watching the anime. I kind of grew sick of Pikachu, and then like playing the games and learning that like, hey, Pikachu evolves into Raichu. You got Surge, and I was just like, I don't know. I kind of like him. I don't love him, but to
Yeah, and
me, he definitely.
you don't see him a lot in the anime either. Like,
Yeah, that's.
we could have, but
Hmm.
Mr. Ash didn't want
Nope.
to. Yeah,
Nope.
we won't talk about that.
No, not at all. I
My
I think if we both brought up Jolteon.
yes,
Jolteon's sick.
and he's
He's super
the
strong.
fastest of the evolutions, right?
Oh yeah, he's really fast. He hits pretty hard too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he
If I'm
does.
because they all have the same stats, just spread in different categories, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with Jolteon, but if you want to argue for Electabuzz really quick, I'll hear you out.
I will go with Jolteon. That's completely
You
fine with
will?
me.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
All
Ooh,
right.
this is
Ice.
very easy.
This is yes, definitely an easy one for me, and we both already talked about this,
Hmm.
so let's just go ahead and make the pick. Lapras for
Hmm.
favorite ice type.
I will say really quick,
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of like Articuno, and then
Yeah.
also I don't know if you've ever played the random battles on Pokemon Showdown, but I've gotten Cloyster a couple times
Mm-hmm.
with that new loaded dice item where he can do like the pin missile or he can do what is that icicle spear or something like that. And you hit a
Five
shell smash
times,
on
no
him.
fail.
Yeah, he's pretty good. But I definitely Lapras though. Just wanted to show a little love to
Yeah, yeah. I
under.
definitely think Cloister has some good use cases though for like competitive battling.
Yeah, for like singles, he's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And then Jinx, please get that off my screen.
Yeah, I don't want to look at that anymore.
Mm-mm. All right. Fighting?
Fighting. Let's see. Okay. Right off the bat, I'll have to say between Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, I've always loved Hitmonlee way more.
Really?
Yes. That may be an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. Just all the kick attacks. I know obviously Hitmonchan learns all the punch attacks, but for some
Hmm.
reason, like in real life, like a kick is going to be more powerful than a punch.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think he just looks cool. He looks kind of mysterious because you don't really know what's underneath his
Hmm.
brown shell in a sense.
I I have heard Hitmonlee is based after Bruce Lee, and then Hitmonchan is based after Jackie Chan. I
Yeah,
don't
for
know if
sure.
that's is that. Yeah. Okay.
I think so. Um,
I I think Machamp's kind of cool. To
I
me,
do
he's like
too.
the poster fighting type.
Yeah,
When
I
I
do
think of
too.
fighting, I like both the Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. I've
Well,
also what?
I was gonna say, although I said that to start this out, I do think Machamp is my favorite out of all these.
Do you?
I do. I,
Okay.
I think like if I were to go with Machamp or Hitmonlee, I'd 100% take Machamp. I mean,
Okay.
a Machamp with dynamic punch that actually lands, you're dead.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. I think I'm in agreement with you. I will say, ever since Gen 9, I have actually liked Primate a lot more
Yep,
because of
I
Annihilate.
moved my cursor there before you even said Annihilate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I,
Annihilate is the coolest new evolution of a Pokemon that already existed in Gen 9.
I, I, I think it. I will argue for it later for what I say. I'll hold my opinions, but
Okay.
for now, let's just choose Machamp.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
All right, Poison.
Poison. Let's see. Oh my gosh. One of the types that gets the
Sheesh.
least amount of love in every gen got the most amount of love in the first gen.
You ain't lying. Goodness gracious. Okay. Um, do you want to start off with your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I see a clear winner in here for me,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a feeling they're also the clear winner in a different category.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, yeah, I know what you're
I
talking about.
yeah, I do like Nidoking. Nidoking's a cool poison ground. I don't think we've gotten that type combo since.
And that's where my cursor was.
Yeah. Um, the one thing I hate about it is the shiny swap between Nidoqueen and Nidoking.
Mm-hmm.
Nidoking actually shiny looks fine. It's Nidoqueen's that turns some disgusting, I think, cute green color for some reason. But
Disgusting.
yeah, so I don't really see much else on here that I'm like, ooh. So I'm cool with just clicking Nidoking and moving on if you are.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I like Gengar more,
Yes,
but
100%.
if we're thinking he could be a contender later down the line, which I very much think he will be, I
I
definitely think we should give
Yeah.
Nidoking some love, and also because when I was a kid, the very first Pokemon pack that my parents got me, I can't remember what set it was from, but I just remember
hmm
Nidoking was the cover, and I thought it was the
hmm
coolest thing. So
Yeah, he's sick looking. He's
yeah,
like he's um like a kaiju monster. Like
yeah. He looks kind of Digimon esque as well in a sense, but
yeah,
yeah, I like him. I say we pick him and move on.
I'm down. Next, we've got
Ground.
ground.
Ground is always a solid type. Always has some good picks every gen.
Yes,
Um,
I think ground for me is like a middle of the road. You got some weak hitters, and then you also got some strong hitters. So I
and
usually
and
pitch it
it's a
middle,
good like there's a lot of good ground types that are more like wall based, and then a lot of good ground
offensive
types that are
ones. Yeah,
offensive. Yeah,
I I see two here that I
I
like.
do
One is
too.
like a common one, and the other one is like just a personal bias from when I was a kid.
Would that be Golem?
No,
Oh, what would it be then?
actually, I really liked Sand Slash as a kid.
Really?
Yes, don't know why. Just I thought he was cool. He was just this little, like he looked fierce to me as a kid with his slashers. Like he just looks like his front paws would just mess you up, and then he's got all the spikes on his back.
Yeah, he is very unique looking. He looks like something in real life, but just a little cooler.
Yeah, he just looks like a cartoon uh, porcupine that's like made out of rocks. Like I don't know how else to explain
It
it.
could be your pet, but then kill your neighbor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do love the way that Graveler's looking at me right now. He's cracking me up with that goofy
Yeah,
smile.
I just want to laugh just looking at him. Yeah, it looks like he just told a joke that he can't repeat in this video.
100%.
Yeah,
He definitely did.
little devious little rock.
I almost want to pick him just for how goofy he's looking right now.
Me
But
too. But nah, we gotta.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one that I'm thinking of that I think is the best, I can see picking it for a different type.
What's that?
Onyx. I think Onyx is like the embodiment of a rock type, but
He
he's
is.
probably my favorite out of this list here.
Yeah,
I
I
got
think I always thought Onyx was really cool just because of how big he was.
Yes, exactly. Like to me, I felt like he was like a pseudo legendary, even though he's not. When I was a kid,
Oh
I
yeah,
like
for
you know what I
sure.
mean. Like you're
Yeah,
like you knew this guy was strong, but he
absolutely.
like you could kill him with your level 8 Squirtle easily.
Yeah, you could wipe a level 16 Onyx with your level 8 Squirtle with a good
Mhm.
crit water gun.
Yep. Goodbye.
Yep.
Goodbye, Brock.
I would say for me, I really like Rhydon because I feel
Hmm.
like Rhydon was the epitome of a Pokemon, kind of like how I said with Electabuzz, but I think
Hmm.
Rhydon was the epitome of a Pokemon that didn't need another evolution but got a really cool one.
I was gonna say, I think it's controversial that people like Rhyperior, but I love Rhyperior.
Dude,
So I'm,
yeah, I think Rhyperior and Annihilate are the best like new evolutions for a already existing Pokemon.
I agree with you. I'd have to look at the rest, but I do agree with you.
But I know personally, I always loved using Rhydon and just trying to use Drill Horn and getting hit on things
Hmm.
just for an easy wipe. I just had a lot of fun doing that when I was a kid. So for me, I'd probably lean more towards him, funny enough, than even Onyx or Golem. Um,
Okay, I'm
but
fine with that.
so your two picks kind of were Sandslash and Onyx, right?
Yeah, but I do like Rhydon. Like to me, Rhydon is he's a good Pokemon. I think he was actually the first one ever designed too, wasn't he?
I think I did hear that somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm cool with picking it.
I'm
To
cool
me,
with him
he's
or
like,
Onyx, honestly.
well, I see the rock type and I think of Onyx, so I'm cool with doing that if you want.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Okay.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm cool with that. We can go with right on.
All right, cool. So Rhydon for ground type.
Perfect.
All right.
Fly. Ooh,
Flying
there's
type.
some good stuff here, but also
Yes.
good stuff that could go in other categories.
Yes. And I
So,
just realized that there is a rock type that I like better than Onyx.
what is that?
He's in this category right here.
Yeah, my cursor's on him too
Yeah.
because when I saw this list, obviously a lot of cool Pokemon here, but Aerodactyl to me it was
He's
just he's
he
just
was
awesome.
he's cool. He's
He is
really cool.
cool. Yeah, I mean, he was obviously one of the first fossil Pokemon,
Hmm.
and he was the one that I had in my first file. So for me, looking at all these Pokemon like Gyarados, Dragonite. Obviously, Dragonite is one of the best, in my opinion, best Dragon type Pokemon. Um,
He's up there for me.
yeah, definitely up there. But I mean, we both pointed Aerodactyl out right away. I think that means something.
Yeah, and it's like I think Gyarados could be in the argument, but I think to
Yes.
this day everybody still wishes Gyarados was a water dragon instead of a water
I was
flying.
just about to say that. No one thinks of Gyarados as a flying type, so I don't think he
No,
deserves to
I
be
mean
picked for
he
flying.
literally learns Dragon Dance, but he's a flying type.
Yes. Yep.
So, by Gyarados, Aerodactyl is better.
Scyther would definitely probably be my bug type. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
I was gonna say,
So,
yeah, I clicked past it too fast, but Scyther's probably one of my favorite bug types,
yep,
especially from the earlier gens. The earlier gens were really weak on bug types,
I
but
agree.
he's up there.
So,
All right,
sounds like we are picking Aerodactyl.
yeah, I'm already looking at the
Oh,
psychic
okay.
Christian.
Oh, this is a clear winner for me. Even
A clear winner.
yes, just because. So Alakazam was always one of my favorite Pokemon ever,
Hmm.
and still is. I just
Hmm.
think there's something special about being able to have over 400. What can he get, like 493 special attack or something crazy like that, and just a stupid amount of speed as well. And I think
Hmm.
if he's landing the first hit and he's landing a good psychic on a
Hmm.
Pokemon, like most of the time it's going to be a one hit KO right away. Um,
Yeah, I mean, in Gen 1, they didn't have the special split, so
mm-mm,
your special defense and special attack were the same stat. So
right.
literally, and Psychic was a lot better of a type because I think it was like bugged out, so it didn't really have any weaknesses, I believe.
Yeah, it was pretty cracked out in Gen 1.
And so like literally, there's two Pokemon that like reign supreme in Gen 1, and it's Alakazam, and then the only thing that's better than it is the legendary Mewtwo. So it's
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Um, I mean, obviously, like Mewtwo, I think's a better pick, but I,
mm,
I do want to also give some love to Mew. Mew's
I
just
was gonna say, I actually think I like Mew better than Mewtwo.
I do like Mew better than Mewtwo, for
So
sure. Um,
but then it just comes down to I don't think it's fair to give Mewtwo over Alakazam. So
yeah, I agree.
I think I agree with you, right?
Yeah, but I do want to point out with Mew, like I remember as a kid
Mm,
always hearing about, like I would hear from kids at school that you could get a Mew from underneath a
mm.
truck
Yeah,
in the
that's
game, and I would try
goofy.
it, and I would be doing all this like all these crazy things to try and find a Mew, and like back then as a kid, like we had a computer at home and everything, but back
Mm.
then you couldn't readily find all this information you can now on like you know potential glitches and cheats and stuff. So like as a kid back then, I would just keep trying to get that Mew from underneath that truck and couldn't ever do it.
Never do it. No, not at all.
But
No, I Mew is like the epitome. We'll get into that when we get the legendaries. But so, are we cool with Alakazam?
well, I will. Although I did say Alakazam was one of my favorite Pokemon ever, I do think Mew is just so coveted amongst so many people, and he is a good psychic type, and he's in a lot of different movies, and I think Mew is very special, and
Mm.
I would be okay with either Mew or Alakazam, and I would leave that up to you.
So the only reason I don't want to pick Mew is because I think he's gonna win my favorite legendary.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, so that'll be interesting then.
well, at least in Gen 1.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. That's true. Okay. Yeah, we can
so
pick Alakazam for sure then.
Alakazam, are you cool
Yeah.
with that? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would give it to Mewtwo if you wanted, because I know he's not gonna win at least to me, I don't think he's the better legendary. You might
Yeah.
be able to argue a different one, but I'm cool with Alakazam. You can't go wrong with him.
Cannot.
All
All
right.
right, bug type.
The
Obviously,
worst type in the game.
it's either Scyther or Pinsir, but I think Scyther would have to win it overall.
I'm just clicking Scyther.
Yeah,
I'm
that's it.
I, I have the only thing I can say about looking at all these Pokemon after playing Legends Arceus, I hate Parasect and Paris more than ever. And
But
other than that, that's
hey,
about it.
Parasite gets some love for me for having one of the coolest cries in the game, though.
Yeah, that's fair, but I
But other
just
than that,
you
yeah,
played Legends Arceus, right?
I did.
Those things would home in on you across the map, and I just hated it so much, dude.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Scyther's sick. He's got a cool split Evo. He got the evolution in Legends Arceus, which I do
Yep.
like a lot as
Yep,
well.
I
So
agree.
I'm cool with him.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right.
Rock type.
Oh, so I see obviously Aerodactyl. We already gave him some
Yep, we
love.
gave him love and flying. Can't pick him.
I
Can't
see
pick
Onyx.
Rhydon, and I see Onyx.
I do like Kabutops, I will say.
I do too. He's man, he is a really cool fossil. He's probably one of the coolest looking fossil Pokemon in every
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah, he's up there. I have some that I like better, but not because of design wise, just because of
Right.
like personal preference.
Utility.
But yeah, like to me, he like because Kabuto is like the perfect like I love him because he looks like a little Metroid,
He
first of all.
does. He does.
And then second of all, he evolves into the horseshoe crab that took steroids basically.
Pretty much.
Like
Yeah.
I think I've convinced myself to kind of push Onyx out and
Yeah.
have you, or do you still think Onyx is better? I could go 50-50 on this.
No, so for rock type, where I'm torn is I like Kabutops way more than Onyx, but Onyx is
Mhm.
literally a pile of rocks.
He's all right.
Like
You got me
literally.
on that one.
So,
He is rock.
he is rock. He
He's
is
rock.
rock type.
He is Dwayne DeWalk Johnson.
All these Pokemon are Onyx type.
Onyx type. Yep.
So, I mean,
All right. I'm good with that. I'm good with
okay,
that.
Onyx.
We we can give Kabutops love
Yeah, we'll give
at
him his
some
own
point.
accolade. Yeah,
Yeah. He's fresh.
he is.
All right,
All
Ghost.
right.
This is easy.
Yep. Picking Gengar,
Uh,
moving right along.
yeah. Dragon.
Up,
Easy.
Dragonite.
I love Dragonair and Dratini, but
Yep.
I mean Dragonite's just
Easy pick.
yeah. Oh, dark type. That's
Especially,
not really a
well,
thing.
hey,
Oh,
real
oh, go
quick
ahead, guys.
before Dark, Another
Mhm.
reason why I like Dragonite is because you can use him as a special attacker or a physical attacker in later gens. Like his both
Oh yeah.
stats can be cracked based off of the nature and how you like EV train him and stuff.
I don't know if you've like kept up at all with Gen 9, but like Dragonite terrestrialized to normal type, and
Oh,
then so
okay.
he gets the stat bonus on normal type moves, and then you give him extreme speed, and now he's doing
Ooh,
stab extreme speed.
can he
It's
learn
pretty
Giga
cracked.
Impact?
I don't know,
That
but
would be
all I know is this.
cracked.
Well, think about it. Extreme speed has it's like +2 or 3 priority, so it's even faster, and it's 80 base power,
Yeah, I was about to
and you're
say
getting
it's
stab
80.
on a Dragonite.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's dirty. It's
Yeah,
dirty.
that is dirty. Wow. Okay. Dark type, considering there wasn't dark types in Gen 1,
do, do we give it the Missingno?
I definitely think we should.
Yeah, that's the first one, right? I don't actually remember his sprite
It's
model.
yeah, I know the first sprite model is missing no, but I don't know that fifth one. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's also him.
I don't know either. I'm just gonna put what I know as Missingno, just because it's not real.
Why is the substitute doll
I
under
don't
dark type?
I don't know.
Okay, well,
It's it's dark because it gives me dark thoughts whenever I see them
me
in game.
too. Yeah, any doll I look at gives me dark thoughts. So, um, yeah, well, but we'll pick missing no for sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
doesn't matter. And then,
steel type. Well,
huh? Do I like one or do I like three?
I was
That's the
literally
question,
thinking
basically.
that I like three more than one.
Yeah, I do too. Three's a lucky number.
Fairy fairy
All
types,
right,
although obviously fairy types are not in Gen 1, but if
these
we
are
were
all.
picking from Gen 1 Pokemon that are now fairy
Mm,
type, um,
yeah.
Clefable, I always did kind of like Clefable just because it would learn Metronome and I had fun with that.
I
Um,
was gonna say I think Clefable's my favorite.
yeah,
Jigglypuff was annoying from the
yeah,
anime.
Wigglytuff's just ugly looking.
Yeah, like I don't remember that thing. I forgot it was a Pokemon.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
me
sure
too.
for a while.
Yeah, Mr. Mime is just
Nightmare
the
Fuel.
male nightmare version of Jinx.
Yeah.
So Clefable definitely gets my vote.
I do like Clefairy. I think Clefairy's
Yeah,
a little goofball.
yeah, a little goober.
Clefable's definitely better.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Here is the hard part. We're getting to the hard conversations here.
Favorite starter. So obviously it's Gen 1 starters from all games.
Yeah.
So well, I know mine and it trumps my bias over Blastoise.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I usually am a water starter guy, but I think I'm with you on this one.
Are you thinking Eevee?
Oh, that was yours.
That's what I was thinking.
My problem with Eevees though is the one game that he is your starter, you can't even evolve him.
Oh, yeah, you have a point. And yeah, also too because if you're picking your starter and you could pick through all of these, I would definitely would rather have like an actual proper typing, like a Charmander
Yeah.
that'll learn Ember like really early on.
hmm
So I would probably go with yeah. Thank you for convincing me. Yeah, I would go with Charizard then.
Charizard, yeah, that was I thought you were that's what you were alluding to with your bias is gonna go it's gonna ignore your bias. I figured you were thinking Charizard over Blastoise, but and that's exactly where I was going.
Well, yeah, you definitely talked me out of my terrible pick.
No, I get what you're saying. I think like objectively, if you were to just like if I were to walk into a room and somebody were to say, "Do you want an Eevee, Charmander, uh, Squirtle, Bulbasaur?" I think I like
Eevee.
Eevee
Yeah, I like Eevee more. Yeah.
than those three. But as
Yep.
far as like final forms go,
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta go with
Charizard.
Charizard,
Oh yeah.
unfortunately.
Then you have that 1 in 1,000,000 chance of having a black Charizard. Shoot, I'm taking that risk
Yep. hmm
for sure.
Shiny Charizard. Speaking of a black Charizard, out of the gimmick forms, I
Yep.
think immediately my eyes jump to that.
That is
Charizard
very,
X.
very
You can't.
electrifying looking Form. Looking
I
through all
remember
these.
I remember seeing the trailer for that and I thought it was sick.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
I'm trying to think. There's Gigantamax, Snorlax being even fatter somehow.
There's a Chonkachu.
The Chonkachu,
That
Mega
Meowth
Mewtwo.
can
Mega Mewtwo
go.
is disgusting.
Yeah, I don't
Just
like
because
either
I
Mewtwo
don't
right
like
here.
either of them, but have you ever looked at their stats?
Cracked.
Yeah,
Can't they
insane.
get like over 500 special attack?
The X is the physical attacker one, and Y is the
That's
special
right.
attacker, and they have the highest stats, I think, in both of those.
Isn't it like? I feel like I
I
remember it
think
being like 510 or 518 or something weird like that.
it's something. I know the base stat is like without taking into factor. I think it's in the high 180s for
Oh
both
my
each of them.
gosh,
Yeah,
that is insane.
it is. Um, the only other thing I can say out of these is Mega Gengar shiny is awesome.
He is
But I
cool.
Kangaskhan, I love the ability Kangaskhan gets when he Mega Evolves, the where he hits you twice. I think that's so
Oh
cool.
yeah, that is cool.
And then so like you can like switch in and do hit a fake out, and the fake out hits twice,
Yeah, that's
or
awesome.
you can do like a goofy like power up punch strategy, so you get double attack boost off of one power up punch.
That's nice. Utility wise, yeah, that's pretty cracked.
Hmm.
But if we're just looking at this, I mean, I want a black Charizard with blue flames coming out of his mouth.
As do I.
Yeah,
Gigantamax Charizard's cool too, but
yeah,
definitely Charizard X.
yeah. I agree.
Definitely. Oh,
All
I
right.
feel so basic doing this because I'm not even like Charizard's. I don't even know if he makes my actual top 10.
No, he does not make my top 10, but I mean,
Mm.
Gen 1 definitely like amazing
Yeah,
pick.
yeah. Because I mean, a really hot take. I think Gen 1 one of the weaker gens, honestly, as far as designs. I mean,
Yeah,
I know they're
design
OG,
wise
but
for sure.
yeah, like I love them, but I just feel like,
Yeah, very very nostalgic. You know,
mhm.
there are some cool looking Pokemon in Gen 1, but
Oh, definitely,
yeah, overall you can definitely see like the creative flair that they built upon every gen after this, and like
exactly.
but yeah, there's still a very soft place in my heart for a lot of these guys.
Hmm. To me, it's like Gen 1 when it's hitting it out of the park, it's sending it to the different country. But
Absolutely.
when it and most of it's up the bats for like the regular are very like swing and misses to me.
And considering poison type Pokemon are literally 75% of Gen 1, yeah, yep. Need I say more?
No, no. Okay, so we've got five legends to
Yep.
pick
And
from.
I am picking Mew.
Yes. All right. Glad you made that easy for me.
Yep. All right. Favorite.
Uh, but real quick
Yeah,
before
yeah.
I just like you talked about like Mew to me was like when you thought of like an exclusive thing, like the exclusive Pokemon that everybody wanted back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
it it just hit that mark so well, and I think
It
that's
did.
why I just hold it so high, especially with how muddled the legendaries are now.
Yeah, and like because of the movies, like it made you really want a Mew, but then because you couldn't
You just
actually
could,
get one in the game,
couldn't. No, it
like
was just like,
yeah, everyone liked him, everyone wanted him.
mhm,
It's also like I could relate to him as a kid because Mew is like really small, but he's like super powerful, and
mhm.
yeah, I just think Mew's definitely best legendary out of Gen 1.
I agree. I agree. But they're hitting pretty hard for legendaries,
They do.
except for
They
Moltres. Moltres is kind of
Yeah, yeah, he can stay in his little cave.
he can he can stay in his little cave. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is all of
Favorites.
our favorites. Oh
Okay.
man,
Look, I'm
that's a
I'm gonna
good list.
say I'm gonna try and omit any Charizard from my pick, just because
I
we've
want
we've
to do the
seen him
same.
enough.
Yeah.
Um, but let's see here. Aerodactyl, Ivysaur. Let's get them out of here. Like
Yep.
just in the grand scheme of things.
Mm,
Jolteon, I would say get out of here. Just because
yep.
there's evolutions that I like more than Jolteon, like a
Yes.
fair amount. So
Yeah. There's a couple for me. Yeah.
Nidoking, I would get out of the list.
Yeah,
Um,
right on. I would get out in
yep,
Onyx, Scyther, definitely Clefairy. I would take out and Magneton.
I agree. Um, okay, so
I
let's see.
let's make this easier. My
Yeah.
three that I'm looking at is either Mew, Dragonite, or Gengar. I think.
So Gengar and Dragonite definitely my top two. So
Yeah,
let's just narrow it down between them two.
them too. Yeah, like when I
Um,
think of Gen 1, like those are the two that I want. You know what I mean?
yes. I will say Dragonite was probably my favorite Dragon type Pokemon until Garchomp came into the scene.
Okay.
Personally,
I have a different pseudo dragon that I like. I won't spoil it, but it's I do like Dragonite a lot though.
yeah,
To me,
me
he's
too.
like he hits the mark of like a dragon type that is not like trying to be like menacing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he just looks like a good guy. Like I don't know how else to say
it
it.
looked like
Like
you could like play poker with them and just hang out.
yeah, like I feel like me and Dragonite would just we go for a walk through the park, grab some
Yeah,
lunch, just chit chat.
I feel like we could
We're like,
Dragon dance at the club.
yeah,
Yep.
God.
Yep.
All right. I might not want to pick him just because you said
Just because
that.
I said that, yeah. Yeah, I probably just want to end the video now without even picking because I said that.
I would too, but are we pitching our vote for Gengar or Dragonite?
Well, what's your thing with Gengar here? Why do you like him a lot?
Why do I don't to me he just like I don't know, when I think it's the same thing. He's like the poster ghost, you know?
He is.
He's the only ghost from Gen 1. I think he's one of the few ghost Pokemon until way later on that I think is like just hits the mark.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of anything until almost probably like Gen 4 or 5 where I start to like ghosts again. You know what I
So
mean?
your reason right there is why I kind of want to pick him over Dragonite because
Yeah.
for Dragon type Pokemon, I feel like the Dragon type, if we put together all the generations, for the most part, there's not many like Dragon type Pokemon designs that I don't like. And
Exactly.
and with like you said with ghost types, like they really are kind of few and far between with what I do really like. So the
hmm
fact that we are trying to decide our favorite Pokemon of Gen 1 between a Dragon type and a Ghost type speaks volumes for Gengar.
Yes, definitely. I
So,
mean, and at the end of the day, I think we get the people's vote as long as it's not a Charizard, right? So,
yeah, and I know personally, like, Gengar might even be, like, my contender for favorite Ghost type Pokemon ever. So, for that,
he's
yeah,
yeah,
for
he's up
that
there for
being
me.
said, I think it would be undeserving in a sense for Dragonite to get top pick when there are definitely dragon types that I know I like more than him or her.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I agree.
so I think Gengar would be a really good choice for favorite of Gen 1. I think it's very deserving.
hmm
Um, and that would complete our list.
That would Gengar wins
So
for Gen 1.
to run it back, normal, we
Yep.
picked Eevee, Fire, Charizard,
hmm
obviously. Water, Blastoise. I feel like my nostalgia with that kind of hit pretty big with that. Um,
Oh, definitely. Can't go
I
wrong with the starters in Gen 1. They're
yeah,
definitely the most solid, I think,
for sure.
pairing.
And then we picked Ivysaur for grass. Trying to be a little
hmm
different, and we also took another game into consideration with this
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, that's what this is about. It's nothing to do with just personal
yeah,
biases.
yeah, we're not trying to be objective with our favorites. We're definitely gonna be a little personable, have some
Mhm.
nostalgia mixed in, and then our own little biases.
Definitely.
Electric, pick Jolteon, really fast, solid evolution, can't go wrong.
Definitely.
Lapras,
Best.
what were you about to say?
I was gonna say best evolution Gen 1, my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, I agree. Lapras, pretty unanimous ice decision for us.
Easy pick.
Machamp, we had some talks about what we would pick for our favorite in fighting, but I think Machamp definitely takes the cake.
For me, it's like for fighting in Ghost, Gengar is the poster of Ghost, Machamp's the poster of fighting. Like
Yep,
they are like I feel like the most noticeable ones when you think about it.
I agree. Poison type, Nidoking, although we, quickly got him out of our final decision for favorite Pokemon, for
Hmm.
poison, he's definitely the favorite here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Rhydon, we were kind of thinking about Onyx, but we knew we wanted to save him for later. So
Hmm.
Rhydon was definitely the easy, first or second pick.
Yeah,
So we went with him. Aerodactyl,
yeah.
that was one that I honestly wasn't expecting I would pick. Looking at the
Hmm.
list of flying Pokemon, but it is kind of cool how we both kind of defaulted to to picking him.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one that you forget about, and then you see him, and you're like, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Psychic, Alakazam for me, definitely one of my favorite Pokemon ever. So I was happy that you were able to come to the same conclusion in a sense and pick him as our favorite.
Yeah, he's very I don't know how else to say it other than he's very psychic type. He's
He is a psychic type Pokemon for sure.
Mhm.
Scyther, I definitely think for me, I like Pinsir a lot just personally, but I think Scyther for the both of us was a pretty easy decision.
I like Pinsir's rival, which will be coming up in the next one.
Yes. Yep. Um, Onyx, rock type. I know
Yeah,
we were
he's
deciding between
rock.
him and Kabutops. Yeah. So
He's
I would.
rock.
Yeah, he is rock. So sorry, my dog is shaking in the background.
That's all right.
Um, Ghost type, Gengar, easy decision. Really, the only ghost, final evolution ghost type in this list.
Yeah,
Um,
only one that matters.
yeah. Dragonite, same thing as Gengar. Only final evolution in the Dragon types for Gen 1.
Mhm.
Um, Dark type, no Dark types in Gen 1, but missing no definitely takes the spot for what we were given.
Sure.
Um, Steel type, we got Magneton, only Steel type basically in Gen 1, so we kind of had to pick
Hmm.
him.
He's the
Um,
default pick.
yeah, for sure. Clefable, there were some fairy types technically we could have picked from, even though fairy wasn't a thing yet. But Clefable, 100% unanimous winner here.
Hmm.
Charizard, just always a fan favorite. Ultimately, ended up being our favorite for the most part. Um, and so yeah, that was a pretty easy decision. Once you swayed me off of my vote on Eevee, thank you for that.
No, no problem. Yeah, I saw the vision. I saw
Yeah,
the vision.
you
I just,
saw what I was going for.
yeah, I
Yeah,
saw it.
I
It
just want to
just,
pet him.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you. He's probably one of the best, like, have as your own pet Pokemon
for
I could
sure.
think of.
For the gimmick form, can't go wrong with a black Charizard. Just one of the coolest things you can see in Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite legendary out of the five that were given in Gen 1, we definitely decided on Mew for so many reasons.
Hmm.
And then our favorite overall, we took a lot of variables into play, but with, with how awesome Gengar looks and how, unique he is and how he's probably top two easy, like, coolest poison type Pokemon, or sorry, not poison, ghost type Pokemons there are. Um, I think this is a fair pick, and it gives him some light of day here.
I mean, to me, I think of Gengar, and I'm like top three without including any legendaries
Yes.
for Ghost types, 100%. So to me, that's a no-brainer.
Well,
So
that was definitely fun. I had no idea we would be making this video for this long on one
I
generation.
I know I thought we were gonna zoom through this, but hey, we've got some long form content for you guys. I hope
Yep.
you liked it.
This is literally going to be hours of content.
Yeah.
But
So I can't complain there.
I had a good time, and I know we're probably going to have harder it's gonna be harder decisions that'll be made for certain types going forward with some of these
For sure.
generations. I can already see it without even clicking on any of these boxes. But
Hmm.
I had
But
fun.
as did I. We came up with a pretty solid list. No complaints from me.
No complaints, and we'll
Yeah.
try and make another fun video for Gen 2. I'm sure it'll be just as long, if not longer. But until then, we will see y'all next time.
We'll see you in the next one.